of global crisis, it's easy to feel unsettled, uncertain, and afraid. Yet it's in the hardest, scariest seasons that we can learn and grow the most if we'll choose to lean in, be still, and be fully present and open to the wisdom that is available to us. The fourth of the 4 life-changing lessons that I've learned from the COVID-19 crisis is this: breakdown begets breakthrough. Let's be honest. If there was ever a season in our lives that could feel like a breakdown, it's this one. Our schools, churches, and most businesses are shut down. We're isolated in quarantine with very little social outlets. And as a nation, we've struggled to contain the virus outbreak despite having the world's most advanced health system. Over 500,000 people in our country have fallen ill, and the death rate is in the 30,000s. Many of us are separated from our families and our friends, and most of us who've lost precious loved ones haven't even had the opportunity to visit them or say goodbye. People have been laid off and furloughed in record numbers with no source of income to make house payments and car payments or even buy groceries at times. Our businesses are in major financial crisis, and many of them won't survive this. The stock market had a major meltdown, and our economy is struggling. We all know that. We feel the weight of that. And it may take years to fully heal and recover from the devastation for us individually and as a nation that we're experiencing. Most of us feel terrified. We feel completely out of control as a result, and we're all grieving our losses in our own way. However, despite the fear and the sadness, we've got to recognize that breakdowns are part of life, and they're often unavoidable. And it's crucial that when breakdown occurs, we choose wisely how we're going to respond. We can allow it to overwhelm and devastate us and resist it with everything we have inside of us and stay in frustration, or we can accept and embrace the breakdown and trust that there is always beauty in its midst. The truth is that every breakdown in our life, whether we like it or not, is a clear indication that either something needs to shift or that it's time to let go of whatever we're clinging to so that it can be replaced with something better, with what's next for us. Breakdowns, though, they feel very cruel. They feel really mean, especially when it feels like we've done nothing to cause them. We make the mistake of getting caught up in the breakdown itself, and we use that as an excuse to play the victim in our lives instead of realizing the wisdom that's available to us in it and the shift that's happening that is in our favor as a result. We must stop seeing the breakdown as a bad thing, but instead see it as a catalyst for change that will end up bringing us to a much better place. It always does. We're always growing, we're always evolving, and it's in the most painful events and circumstances in our lives that remove either what isn't working for us or usher in what's next for us. And our job is to surrender to that and to let the change happen, even as uncomfortable as it is. And once we sever our dependence on what we're clinging to as our answer or what wasn't working in our life, then we're free to embrace what is healthier and more fulfilling or what's next in this season. Then we open up space for it to arrive, for it to come to us. But the most powerful truth of all in every bit of this is that we have maxed out our potential when we are in control of our own lives. And that's just the bottom line. Yet when we surrender our control that we really never had anyway, that we tell ourselves that we do, and we open fully to what God offers us in the breakdown, we experience the greatest, most beautiful breakthroughs. I love the quote by Paul Gilmore that says, "You can't have a breakthrough without some things getting broken." So friend, don't spend another moment resisting this breakdown. Don't just stop trying to hold it all together and trying to control the uncontrollables. Give yourself the time and the space to feel the sadness, to feel the pain and the grief, and then though decide that you will surrender to it. And as you do, allow those mental constructs and expectations that are no longer serving you to deteriorate. Release the image that you have of yourself and your life so that you are free to discover the right path moving forward, so that you can see without blinders on and see what's next for you. Ask God for His perfect wisdom, His supernatural guidance, and provision to lead you through this time and into the next season of more that He has for you. The most incredible opportunity for breakthrough in our lives comes when we finally let go of the limits of what we can do on our own and open to what God wants to do for us. Let this time of crisis be a time of reevaluating, resetting, and restarting. Probe your heart, examine your life, be open to learning and growing. Allow this time to shift your thinking, expand your awareness, and transform your being. There's always beauty in the breakdown. There are always lessons in the struggle, and there's always much to be grateful for in every bit of it if we stay open to it. Times of crisis change us, but let this time transform you from the inside out so that your life is never the same again, but better than you could ever imagine.